Hi lovely people, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. As you can already tell of the tutorial we're making today, my client is so beautiful and happy. Let's dive into it. So I'll be using this thick navy blue crepe and this light weight white crepe. Go ahead to prepare a basic bodice pattern like I have here. Let's just go through what I have here together. From the shoulder, I marked my chest line, my waistline, my hip line and my gown length, which is 40 inches plus 2 inches hemming allowance. On my shoulder, I marked shoulder 15 divided by 2 equals 7.5. I placed same value on my chest line. Then I came down from this point, that's my shoulder, by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then rule the armhole as shown. Mind you, we won't be in need of this armhole area later. The width of my neckline here is 3.5 by a depth of 3.5 just for record purposes. We won't be needing this neckline. Alright, so I'm just going to rule that. Now moving on, let's finish up the skirt part first. So on my waist, I did waist 30 divided by 4 plus 2 inches stitching allowance plus 1 inch for my dart intake. Now I went ahead to use marker to make my point and lines more visible. So on the hip line, I marked hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches stitching allowance. Then I took away 1.5 from my value on the hip line, which equals 10.5. Then placed it on my hem to give the down part a little pencil effect. Then I connected these points together. Now from the center front on the waistline, I came in by 0.75 and 3.5 inward on my shoulder line. Then connected these 3.5 to the 0.75 I have on my waist. On my shoulder, I marked 4 inches, which is the leftover I have after I marked my 3.5. Then I went to my waistline to mark 4.5 inward. This means that I added ½ inch to the value on my shoulder, then place it on my waistline. Then connect these points together with a slant line. And like I said earlier, we will not be in need of the armhole area as shown. So I went ahead to label my pattern. This is very important, guys. So I have the shoulder, the sides, the center front, and the half length or waistline. Then I went ahead to cut this cut out. Okay. On the waist here now, I have my bust span divided by 2. I impaled that there. And also went ahead to take my dart leg of 6 inches. So I connected this point to make the dart leg visible as shown. So I went in by ½ inch on both sides of the line we just created, which is the dart leg. Then I just connected these 2 points to the dart leg as shown. Now straight to cutting. Then I closed the dart as shown in order to cut the waistband. My waistband is 2 inches wide, then I labeled this also. So I will place this on my fabric to cut for the back and the front pattern. Now after cutting on fabric, here is what we have. Here on the front pattern, place a notch on the center front and on the center front on the band up and down as shown. And here is the back pattern, as you can tell, with its zipper space of 1 inch on both the skirt part and on the band part. Then I have ½ inch here just so that I can join this band together. So I have a lining for the band just so that we can use it to turn it to make it very neat at the waist area. So for the pinafore area, we have 8 pieces here for the lining and the fabric. Then I went ahead to notch this shoulder part just so that I do not get confused while stitching. So I have marked the wrong side for this upper side just so I do not get confused. Bring this together, pin it, and also this part, right side facing, pin it together, and then you go to the machine and stitch it down. So after stitching down, you are going to have something like this. Then you want to make sure you trim off the excess here just so that the shoulder area is not bulky. And here is the front pattern and the back pattern. Now open the front pattern up like this slowly. Then you place the back pattern on this front pattern, right side facing. You want to stitch the side front and the center front. After stitching, trim off all excesses on the 2 sides that you have just stitched. Then you turn this out. Now go ahead to give this a good press. As you can tell, I do not have a power supply, so I have to use my gas and my stove iron. Nigeria. Moving on to the placement of the band, you want to make sure that after you open up your band this way, the fabric right side facing, you make sure this tip is touching the notched part on the band. Make sure you have a keying at the down part there, then you pin this down. All right, and after this you want to stitch it down as shown. And you will be doing the very same thing on the back pattern, only that you make sure that the zipper area is out, just so that you fix your zipper at the end of this. So we are just going to stitch, okay? And if you have followed through to this point and you're yet to subscribe, please now help your baby girl. Thank you. All right, here is what both back and front is looking like for the upper part. We want to move on to fixing the down part, the easiest part, you know. Now go ahead to do the dart intake on both the front and back skirt pattern as shown. So I'm just going to do that and I will show you what it's looking like. And here is what it's looking like after the dart intake. So you're just going to press this. Now you want to make sure that the notch part on the skirt here is correctly fixed to the notched part on the band as shown. With a pin, I'm just going to secure that, then start my stitching from the center to the sides. So here is what we have. Please give this a good press. Don't be like me, we don't have power supply. So you basically do the same thing on the back pattern. Make sure that you leave the space for your zipper, and then you join the band to the skirt part. Here is what it looks like, and then I'm just going to fix my zipper as shown. Fold it in like this, then place it under it, stitch it down, and then we move on to the sides. Now place the front and the back right side facing. Now there's a slit in front of this dress and it's on the left side of the dress, so let's work on that. So we want to flip this open first to confirm that we are working on the left side. So I open to the right side to find the left side like that, then flip it open again, and then that's our left side. So we are sure that this V shape will be on the left after we are through with our dress. Now for the V shape, this is what you are going to do. The first thing you do is to mark away the 2 inches stitching allowance we added earlier. Then make sure you take the dart line downward as shown for accuracy. Now this slit is about 5 inches above the knee line. So I took 5.5 inches upward, which is after the 2 inches stitching allowance we have earlier. Then on both sides of the dart line, I took 1.5 inches to the left and also to the right. Then I connected this as shown. Please don't forget to connect these 2 slant lines to the 2 inches stitching allowance we added. for our hemming, and so I went ahead to cut this open. So I opened this up to the right side just to confirm that this slit is really on the left side. So I'm just going to go ahead now to turn this with a bias strip. Moving on to the belt space and belt, which is optional. Here I have a width of 5 inches and the length is my waist times 2. For the 2 belt space here, I have 8 inches long and it is 1.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to fold this as shown, stitch it down, cut it into 2. I'll stitch this also and turn it out, and here is the final look. I'm just going to find a way to give this a good press. All right, thank you so very much for watching. Please do well to subscribe.